Fitness success, the 4 pillars of achievement. Each week, I alone or with a guest will break down a specific pillar to help you build a balanced, sustainable fitness routine. Week 1 is all about pillar 1, nutrition habits. Master your nutrition and fuel your body for success. Week 2, pillar 2, it's all about stress management. Practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. Week 3, pillar 3, all about physical activity. Tips to stay active and energized no matter your fitness level. And then on week 4, we deal with pillar 4, recovery measures. Recovery is key. Learn the best ways to rest, recharge, and avoid burnout both in and out of the gym. This is the second Monday of the month, so our focus today will be on pillar 2, stress management, practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. Today, I'm going to help you out with a popular topic. On this video I'm about to share with you, a few guests and yours truly are going to discuss the struggles and problems that have people screwing up most of their progress made during the week. And of course, we'll also discuss solutions and strategies to win on the weekend as it relates to consistency in your nutrition and fitness. This is a recording from July of 2023, so some of the people look quite different. Hold that thought while I cue up the video. Here we go.
Your fitness and nutrition go to shit on the weekends. That's what we're talking about tonight. If it does, please during the show, go ahead and type your comments in and we will engage with you. Tonight, myself and a few guests are going to discuss the struggles and problems that have people screwing up most of their progress made during the week. And of course, we'll also discuss solutions and strategies to win on the weekend as it relates to consistency in your nutrition and fitness. All right, let me bring everybody out here. All right, how's everybody doing?
Hello, hello, hello.
All right, excellent. So before we get into tonight's discussion, I would like to show you how weekend overeating can actually destroy your progress. And let's see, to do that, I want to bring this up, see if everybody can follow. Okay, everybody can see that on the screen, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so imagine this, right? Imagine this. You're eating around 1,800 calories, right? You have an optimal amount of protein, healthy fats, and carbohydrates to help you reach your goal. Say it's fat loss, right? So the calories you need to maintain your current weight is 2,300. So for 5 days of the week, see this Monday through Thursday, all right? What are you doing? You're eating 1,800 calories, all right? Then here comes Friday all of a sudden. There's Friday, and you want to eat out after a long week. So you've had your usual 1,800 calories, all right, Monday through Thursday, but then you add another 1,700 on top of that with that Friday meal, dinner, and drinks and whatnot, all right? So then Saturday comes, okay, and there's no structure at all, and you end up eating around another 3,500 calories, all right? And then all of a sudden, here comes Sunday, and you're back to your usual routine. You know, you have your meals prepped for the week, 1,800, whatever. So now, if we add up the weekly calories and then divide by 7, you know, the days in the week, so if we add 1,800 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 3,500 times 2, and you divide that by 7, we're left with roughly about 2,300 calories. And that's the amount of calories required to maintain your current weight in this example. You know, so that Friday night dinner and the Saturday cheat day where you had no structure, it can influence the rest of the weekly total. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. So you see how not having a plan or overindulging, even though you're good during the week and you just kind of hit the F it button on the weekend, you can destroy your overall weight loss progress. Yeah, thank you, Rich. That's right. That's right. So does anyone have any questions or comments on this before I take this graphic down?
Real quick, I find that it's funny you put this up because I seem to come across this situation a lot with when I visit with family. I'll visit with family and they have like all these treats and everything there. So it's a little bit more difficult to stay on track. But what I learned to do when I go to visit family, I bring healthier options. And that seems to help with the, so to say, when people get the fudge rounds and all that good stuff, the Twinkies, the Oreo cookies. So
Don't forget
I
the zebra
avoid that.
cookies, the zebra cakes, man. Don't forget those.
It's so rough. It gets rough out there, especially with my family. My family loves the treats. So it's very difficult when I visit with family because they go to the supermarket, buy ice cream, you name it. They buy everything. Because there's so many of us, so they buy so much junk. But it's always good. I bring like a protein bar, a healthy protein bar, and a low carb snack, like even a fiber bar I'll bring with me. And if I am going to do ice cream, I'll do like a Rebel ice cream, which is, lower calories and like, 4 net carbs, I think it is.
Yeah, a healthier choice. You're not getting the full cream and full sugar. Sure.
Exactly.
All right, that's cool. So the weekend, that's what we're here to talk about. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 tips or strategies that we can use. And what I'll do is I'll start going through them, and I'll check comments too. So if we have people on the outside that have questions or comments that want to chime in, we'll do some engagement here. And I think we have one here. But I'm going to go through each one, and we'll have some discussion, and we'll just go through them. Let's see what we come up with. So we have a Facebook user. All right. So let's see. Hell yeah, starting on Thursday. Oh man. Obviously they're talking about this chart here, right? Yeah, Thirsty Thursday. That's funny. I think I might know who that is, Facebook user. But anyway, so let's start with this first strategy or thing that you can do to help you win on the weekends, all right? So one of the first things that you can do, I like to open this up for discussion, is plan ahead. You kind of talk about that, Rich, in your example. In this example, say, for instance, right, you're headed out on a Saturday, and you don't know when you'll have access to food again. Who knows where you're going? You know what I'm saying? You're going out for the day. You don't know when you're going to be back, whatever, where you're going to be. Do yourself a favor. Plan ahead. Plan ahead so that you have the nutrition that you need with you if you aren't going to be near anything. And that could be in the form of even just bringing a couple of scoops of protein with you and some like dry oatmeal, you know what I mean? To mix in the shake, just so and bring a healthy fat. Just bring something, maybe make some wraps ahead of time. They keep very easy in a cooler, and then when it's time to eat, you just bust them out and start eating. So, plan ahead. Does anybody else have any examples of planning ahead?
When I go fishing, I'll bring the clear whey protein. I'll just have it like pre-packed, pre-mixed sometimes. That way I can just grab it down that. Like that, plus I'll usually have like a chicken salad wrap or something. And that way I can get my carbs, my fats, and all my proteins in.
Awesome. And that right on the boat, just take it out and just handle it. Oh, you always catch something and grill it, man, if you really were so inclined, right?
That's too much work.
True. You're not out there trying to work. I feel you. Anybody else have any strategies as far as planning ahead on the weekend? Going once? Anybody at home? Remember, you could chime in too. Got a few people watching. All right, on to the next. We got plenty. All right, so the next strategy. Look for other ways to indulge. And this example, for example, you've been cooking and prepping whatever all during the week. Say, Friday night comes. Take the night off from cooking and order a healthy takeout option. I do this a lot sometimes with like Thai food, because Thai food I just order something that doesn't have a lot of sauce with it, and Thai food generally has a ton of veggies, and then I just get the white rice. That's all. So, and then I eat the appropriate amount. That's pretty much it. So that's an example of another way that I would look to indulge. And Rich, you came up with another way to indulge too with the ice cream. You just made a better choice.
Yeah.
You made a better choice. So anybody else? Yep.
I also put it in there. I don't know what made me do it, but we were having so many protein shakes. I said, I got to change it up a little bit. So, you know, I threw a shot of coffee in one, and then I thought about it, and I said, you know what? I'm just going to take a scoop of the Rebel ice cream and throw it in there too and blend it up. So I think having those options where you just try different things is a big thing as well. Like trying new things, something different, completely out of the ordinary than what you normally do might surprise you. And like, I never thought to put a shot of, well, it was espresso. I can't pronounce it. My accent is horrible. Don't mind me. I'm from Boston.
You're good.
Don't mind my accent. It's horrible. It's thick and horrible. But yeah, so it's like I threw a shot of espresso in there, and I was shocked at how good it was. It was incredible. So don't be afraid to try new things. If that's like my best suggestion as far as like anything like that you have to consistently do all the time, and find different foods as well, you know?
Yeah, no, that's awesome. As far as even when you're cooking or preparing different proteins, just there's so many different spices and different ways you can prepare it and make it taste different. And then depending on how you cook it, you could pair it with different carbohydrates to get different tastes and effects, like Italian versus Asian versus whatever, you know, that sort of thing. So, all right.
I make protein pancakes with protein powder.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, that's an awesome indulgence.
Yeah, I love that. I use Birch Benders. I don't know if you guys ever heard about that, but it's like low carb. I think I might be right when I say it's 0 sugar as well. It might be 1 gram of sugar or something like that, but it's keto friendly, and I believe paleo friendly. I think it's called paleo.
So I've used that one too and added protein powder to it, but I've actually made protein pancakes and a recipe with protein powder.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very easy.
Could we have the recipe for that?
I'm sorry?
Can we have the recipe for that?
You can. It's very easy. It's like 4 ingredients, 5 ingredients. No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. So there's like no flour. No, it's good. Leanne, I don't know if you've had that recipe before.
I use an old Weight Watchers recipe. Like it's banana, like they're flourless banana pancakes, and I'll just throw protein powder in it. It's literally like 2 eggs, a banana mashed up, like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then sometimes I'll just throw like cinnamon and chocolate protein powder in it and mix it up and make a little pancake.
So Jay, what I'll do is I'll send you, I got a couple of recipes, and Leanne, if you want to send the recipe, and then you can like blast it out if you want, but
post in the group.
Yeah, and then it's good. It's real good, and it's like I've done it sometimes as an alternative instead of a shake, because sometimes I like the sensation of actually eating, not just drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a neat trick to use a lot of ice with the with like non-fat Greek yogurt and protein powder. You can make like an ice cream. Oh, you eat it with a spoon. It's great. You got to use the right portion of ice versus protein powder and yogurt, though. But no, those are all excellent ways to indulge differently, if you will. So, anybody else have anything else on that note before I go to the next one? No? All right, cool. So, next one. What do we have here? So, plan to cut loose. What I mean by that is, set yourself up for success. During the day on Friday and or Saturday, stick to your usual regimen and routine of what you do, right? But come dinner time, anything goes. You do you. Just don't overdo it and eat like an asshole. That's also plan something. So has anybody done that, where they took the first part of the day or the first 3/4 of the day, routine as usual, and then kind of like on this picture here, Friday night, then you put something else on it?
It's happened to me a couple of times. It's happened to me. What I learned is structure is key. Like I do meal planning, so I don't fall into that so much. And right now, I got into this, like I just came across this video. I just stumbled upon it, and it was a guy talking about the carnivore diet and fasting during the mornings. With it being so low carb, I'm very careful. So I do take a carb intake if I am working out, which is, and I know that's like, okay, then it's not the carnivore diet, but the carb intake is complex carbs that I do take in. It's GM1 Sport, which is Bare Nutrition. It's made for specifically so you can burn it off during an exercise, mainly like hybrid athlete stuff. So I use that during that, and I burn it off. So it is still kind of carnivore because I don't have that in my system by the end of the day.
Right. By the time the workout's done, it's in and out.
It's gone. It's gone. You know.
Neat tool. Neat little tool.
Yeah. They have a lot of good products on there. I won't get into too much of that because if you want to check them out, it's Bare Nutrition. They're pretty known right now, but it's all clean nutrition, and that's pretty much what I use. So I'll use that throughout most of the day if I am fasting. So it helps me with curbing the appetite. So I don't make those, to get back to the point, so I don't make the mistake of, so to say, binge eating at the end of the night on a weekend, because weekends, they're tricky. They sneak up on you, and usually it'll be somebody like, hey, let's go out to eat. Or your family will be like, hey, let's go to our favorite restaurant. And all they have is like tons of pasta, you know? So it's a tricky thing to go out to eat. So I do cook often, more like probably 6 days a week I cook, probably like 2 times a day.
Yeah, I cook a lot too. I tend to.
Yeah.
And to your point, as far as that's one of the next ones. Let me skip over this one real quick. So drink a protein shake before eating out. You know, this is a great strategy for those who are worried about overindulging or going overboard when they do eat out. You know, you have that whole, I don't know if anybody here knows that when you do eat, it takes 15 minutes for the mind and body to respond to satiety, that you're satisfied. So there really is a 10 to 15 minute window that if you stop eating, wait that time, you may end up okay. You're not hungry anymore. That's how you end up overeating, is you just keep on going. The hunger signal doesn't turn on soon enough. So then all of a sudden you stop eating. When you start to feel full, you're overboard already. Just like if you're thirsty, right? You're already dehydrated. You shouldn't be thirsty. You don't want to overeat. So if you drink a protein shake before you go out to eat, obviously by the time you get to the restaurant, sit down, you know, there's going to be 15 minutes that have gone by. And you're less likely to overeat or overindulge in your meal. And that works out very well. Even if you're going to go to a cookout or something like that, whatever, it works with anything. If you want to trick yourself into not eating a lot, a couple scoops of protein, down the hatch, and then just be out. See what happens. Very powerful.
It's funny because it's funny you say that, because it's so true. I never thought of it like that as a plan, but it's like just part of my normal routine when I go to visit a relative in Peabody, Mass. So when I go to visit them, I always bring that with me. I never thought of it like, well, that's the reason why I bring it, because I don't want to eat what she has there. She's like a snack queen. So I kind of avoid that by having the protein, you know, avoid eating all that stuff. So I do have that with me when I go over there. So it's funny you say that, because it's so true.
Yeah, no, protein powder, it's a great tool. It's a tool of convenience is really what it is. And it helps somebody get enough protein in without having so many damn solid meals a day.
Yeah. Yes, you know? With all those calories you're making me eat right now. Yeah.
Although you needed it, and we'll talk about that in your video that we are coming up.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I'm gonna try that. I'm going out with some girlfriends for like a girls' mom's night out tomorrow for dinner. But I'm gonna try that drink a protein shake on the way to the restaurant trick. But I already looked at the menu, and I'm planning to get the salmon anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, good. Hey, then you won't be tempted for dessert or anything else.
Oh,
You'll be too full.
I can't physically eat that much anyway because, you know, my gastric bypass and everything. So I never get, if I wanted to have dessert, I would just have to have dessert and then not eat a meal.
No, but let me know what happens with that.
I
Let me know
will.
your experience. Awesome.
It's funny you said that because I consider a protein shake dessert. And I know it's a meal, but it oddly, because what I like to do, I like to throw in a little bit of what do you call it? Heavy cream, and it kind of makes it like an ice cream for me.
Sure.
Because it thickens it up, and it's literally like drinking a vanilla shake.
Yeah. Hey, you know, you're using whey protein, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's dairy based anyway. You're just at whey protein. Of course, they filter a lot of the milk solids out, and you're just adding it back in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Just a hint, though.
Awesome.
I don't go crazy.
Sure.
Just a hint. And I do make my protein shakes with water versus milk.
Right.
So I make it with water. Once in a while, I'll use like an almond milk,
Mhm.
but I like it with water. A lot of people make jokes about like it's funny. I seen a meme the other day like having your protein with milk versus water, and then it showed I forget the name of the actor, but it showed them all healthy, and then it showed them all like sick looking when he had it with water. I was like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? I love it with water. It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
a lot of
refreshing.
I make mine with cold brew. Like I just put 8 ounces of like cold brew bottled coffee and then just dump it in because I personally am not a huge fan of protein powder, but I do like the one that Jason turned me on to. So I just 8 ounces of cold brew, dump in my protein powder, shake it up, throw in some ice, and off I go.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do that sometimes. I did that. Actually, I did that this morning. I had an early meeting. I didn't want to eat anything anyway. I had protein powder and coffee. So
That's the best.
Who else here does that?
I do.
You do it as
I
well?
always have it either with a shot of espresso or well, because I have 2 protein shakes a day. I have one to start off the day, and then I have one immediately after my workout. So the one that I have in the morning, I have with the coffee. And the one after my workout is usually just something like I'll create. Like I'll throw a little pumpkin spice in there. I don't know if you guys seen that. I add pumpkin spice, and it changes it up. Or I'll add like cinnamon in it in a vanilla protein shake and with the whey. And it just changes it up. I like changing things up. I don't like to stay having the same thing all the time because then I'll get sick of it.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I've seen the tops of your stuff. Bam. I see little cinnamon and stuff on the top of your smoothies. What were you gonna say, Ellen?
I have the protein with my coffee every morning as well with iced coffee, and I put cinnamon in mine too. Makes it a little desserty. Good way to start the day.
Right, with a protein with a kick. All right, so the other thing is don't bring home leftovers. How many people go out to eat and then they don't, they're trying to watch the quantity of what they're eating, but yet you bring home the takeovers, then you eat it again. Does anybody do that?
And I throw it out 3 days later because I don't know why I bring it home. I know I'm not going to eat it again. It just sits in the fridge. It just happened to me last week. I had friends visiting from out of town, and we went to lunch, and I got like a chicken wrap. I ate half of it. And her mom's like, "Oh, bring the other half home." I'm not going to eat it. She's like, "Oh, bring it home. You'll eat it." Nope, I just threw it away the other day. I'm like, no.
Same.
Yeah, why eat if it's
just like there? You don't want to waste it when you're there. You don't want to just throw it away, but then you end up throwing it away a few days later anyway.
I meal prep it.
Rich doesn't take any no waste, right? You take it and then you distribute it into the next week's meal prep.
I meal prep it.
You just fit it in.
It all.
That's great. Hey, I've done that before, man. I'm like running low on some stuff in the refrigerator on Monday because crazy weekend. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take some of this from what I had, whatever, and I just put it together.
Yeah.
Where I need my carbs or protein.
we usually get me and my wife usually get like pretty healthy foods. Like we'll get like the what do you call that? The Chipotle salads with like the meat.
The bowls with just the meat and the rice and the veggies.
The bowls with no rice.
Okay.
And I also wanted to say, you put me on to jasmine rice. I found a good jasmine rice, lower carbs, and it was like awesome. So nice. You put me on to that. Thank you for that, by the way. But yeah,
no problem.
So I left over from Chipotle. I'll cook something up and combine that with the leftover Chipotle and make like 2-3 meals, depending on how much I have left, of course.
See, the Thai food, man, same thing. Veggies and protein.
I didn't try that.
Yeah, really good. Really, it's pretty clean. Find yourself a nice Thai. Because Chinese food is a lot dirtier. You know what I mean? It's not a lot of heavy sauces and whatnot.
I can't have Chinese food. It's an addicting thing for me. When I was way over 300 pounds, that's what I ate every day. You know what I mean? Now
it's a trigger
I'm
for
128 pounds. So
Woo.
I can't touch Chinese food at all. Like that is like the one thing I can't eat that I know if I have a couple bites, it's over.
Rich is kryptonite.
So I don't. Say again?
Rich is kryptonite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's my kryptonite. You know what I mean? If somebody hated me, they'll show up to my door and be like, "Hey, how you doing? I brought you some Chinese food."
Oh no. That's funny. All right, so don't bring any leftovers home from that meal. Let's see, what do we have next? I'm losing my spot here. Let's see, did I do that one yet? Yes, I did. Okay, here's another one. Work out before you indulge. So an example would be to set the tone for the weekend. Get your workout in on whatever day you're going to eat. That way, your body will be primed to use up most of the calories that are extra that you take in versus having a non-workout day and going ahead and eat that stuff. So work out before you indulge. Does anybody do that sort of planning at all? Like, hey, you know, I'm probably going to eat out tonight, so let me get my workout in. Anybody think that way?
Well, Jason, you gave me a lot of shit when I told you about how I used to work out, you know, a couple of years ago. So no, we don't work out all that much anymore.
Yeah, this girl's a beast, man. Doing doubles and whatnot, crazy. Oh,
I won't tell you how many calories I was eating back then. Well, you know, but
I'll keep it under wraps. But you can just imagine, yeah.
Or how little calories I was eating and how much I was working out.
Actually,
I've seen you work out, Leanne. We go to the same gym, so.
Right. But before I started at the gym, like I worked out like 3 hours a day, like between 2 workouts and like a 5-mile walk. And yeah, it was not super sustainable 7 days a week at what I was consuming for calories at that time.
Well, you can glove up anytime and I will glove up with you, my dear.
Tuesday, 5:15 a.m., baby.
No. Anytime after that. Nope.
Rich will be up a little bit far north, though.
Yeah, I'm doing doubles right now. Twice a week.
You guys beat me, man.
My Saturday sessions are anywhere between 3 to 6 hours.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you training for something?
He's training for the zombie apocalypse. Rich is training for the zombie apocalypse.
You see those pictures, my Facebook page? I'm running through the woods. Oh, yeah. I'm ready.
What are you training for?
A couple events. I've been doing the trail running events in Lynn Woods, in Lynn, Mass. And also I'm doing a Spartan trifecta.
Nice. Awesome.
So the Spartan, just for those who don't know, Spartan trifecta is stadium, which is going to be done at Fenway Park. Sorry about my park. It's thick. I know my Boston accent's so thick. But Fenway Park, and there's a 10K with, I believe it's 25 obstacles in Bear, Massachusetts. And then I got one in Vermont, which is the Spartan Beast. And that's probably the harder one, which is like my goal is to get it done within like 8 hours. So that's the toughest one. But the trail running events here in Massachusetts, in Lynn, Massachusetts, at Lynn Woods, off the Linfield Street exit, is they have 3.5 mile runs, they have 8 mile runs, and they have 12-mile runs. And they're all about, say, 50 to 80 people doing each of those events.
Wow. It's a lot of people in the woods.
Yeah.
I did the Spartan race at Fenway. I did the Spartan race at Fenway like 2 years ago, and just climbing up the stairs to the top of Fenway, I was like, I'm done. I hadn't even started yet. I was like, I'm out. I'm done. That was my race.
Yeah, I was there.
No,
I
finished
actually referee there as well sometimes. Yeah, so I love it there. I'm actually going to be reffing this year as well, and I'll also be doing the event as well.
I did Stairs for Troops 2 years in a row over at
yes,
yes, we did, and Leanne did too.
Congratulations,
right.
that's awesome.
We did. It's on October this year. There's already a date.
Oh, nice, fun time. I'll be there.
Me too.
Awesome. All right. So I have the number one way to avoid, your nutrition and fitness going to shit over the weekends. But do you guys have any other suggestions, strategies, or solutions, or even a problem that you might have for the weekend? Maybe do some live coaching here. Keep me on my toes.
I don't know. I would say for me that the weekend is it makes for many challenges. Even after doing all that other stuff you talked about, I think the weekend's so unpredictable. I mean, I don't know how many people have children and how old their children are, but when your children have something every single day on the weekend at 2-3 hours apart from one another, and then you have your own stuff, things become very, very hectic. Sometimes it's just trying to be, for me anyways, it's trying to be smarter than anything else and selective in what I decide to eat at that point anyways, you know what I mean? Because we can get them, most likely anything that, McDonald's, whatever you want to call it, but I'm not eating that. So, again, just try to be very selective on when I know that, or when I don't know that I'm going somewhere out in East Bum and I got to stay there for 4 hours. So yeah, I would say that the weekend for me has been since starting has been somewhat of a whirlwind. But I think the more that I do what I do and the way that I do it, it just becomes more of a habit. And the weekends become a little bit more routine than they normally would.
So would you say, Keon, that when you struggle with the weekend, what happens is you slowly try to bring slowly make improvements and make them stick over time. And eventually, like you said, you're forming a better routine with some structure on your weekend versus the way it was.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like, when I started this, I was just like anybody else. I don't want to weigh my food out. I was like, no, here we go again. But again, I just said, hey, I'm just gonna do what I got to do, and I got through it. And now I do it, and it's almost conscious that I do it. Like, it's not even thought about it. I'm just doing it because I've done it so much already. So yeah, I mean, again, as that grows and as my affinity to get better every day grows, then the weekends will come. They'll be easy. You know what I mean? At some point, I don't ever have 2 of the same weekends. Like, there's no exact weekends. Like, oh, I did this. I did it last weekend and the weekend before. No, because everything is always different. Always. So, but as I grow with those changes, as I grow with things becoming different, and I become better at what I'm doing, then I think it all kind of, everybody finds what works for them.
This will all come together for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've had some shit weekends, but again, some ones I didn't even know I was going to be where I was going to be and what I was going to be doing. It just kind of happened, type shit. You know what I mean? So,
Yep.
but
And the best thing for it is what? Plan, right?
you can definitely try.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, it may work, but you got to know how to transform. You know,
It's a transition.
You got to move with what's happening at the time and figure it out. Because sometimes you're not going to have a lot of options. So
that's right. And as you build skills, you can overcome that.
You're right, absolutely. So you're like, oh, this is the first time I did it. All right. So the whole time now you're thinking about how you can prepare for that moment if it happens again.
Kind of like my fail in the mini challenge. Yeah, I gotta get better next time. I'm just saying.
But yeah, no, definitely. Like I've grown every weekend. I've gotten better than what I did the last weekend prior. So, and
that's what it's all about. Anything in life, really. Just keep moving the needle forward, and eventually you're there. Doesn't have to be cold turkey.
So a weekend tip. I know that worked for me for a little while when I was being super duper strict a couple of years ago was I would, if I knew I was leaving for the day, I would pack. I have a little like lunch cooler, and I'd pack my cooler with things that you can eat cold. So have the cooler all packed up for the day. And I had a rule back then that if it wasn't in the cooler, I wasn't allowed to eat it. So I would pack
awesome.
If it was like hard boiled eggs or like a sandwich or a wrap or even like sometimes like something, vegetables and meat that tastes fine cold, and just throw some ice packs in it. And I would just have that bag and it would be filled to the brim with things for the day. And nowadays I'm like, oh, I definitely don't eat enough on the weekends. And I definitely do like to go out for a cocktail on Saturday nights. So, I mean, I did that. I still did that way back when I was being super duper strict, but I'm not working out 3 or 4 hours a day, 7 days a week right now. So
thank God, right?
I love it, man. I love it.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything to share as far as strategies on the weekend, or if anybody has any other problems that they need worked out?
My problem is the weekend is that it's not structured like the week for work. So I could go, for example, on a Saturday, wake up and go to the gym, come home, shower, change. Then I'm heading out to go food shopping, and then I'm doing errands. By the time I get home, I haven't eaten anything. And then I'll be like, well, it's almost dinner time. And so there are days even during the week, like I'm lucky if I'm hitting 1,000 calories. I'm just not like that hungry. And then I'm like, oh, well, like, okay, the gym, I come home, oh, it's almost lunchtime, so we're not going to eat, and I'll eat lunch. You know what I mean? So during the weekend, it's hard because I'm always running around and I never know what I'm doing. So half the time, I usually get one meal in.
Pack a cooler, Ellen. Pack a cooler.
Or, that was a great segue. Does anybody have any other?
You can pack it for me, Leanne.
Okay, I'll come over.
I'll eat it if you pack it for me.
I'll come over and pack it for you.
Because I meal prep, so I'm done. Yeah.
So see, I don't meal prep. That's one thing I never got into, and now that I work from home, I just cook my lunch every day. I don't like to eat the same thing. Like people that are like, oh, I made myself chicken and broccoli for the next 7 days, and I'm like, nah, bro. Today I might have chicken. Tomorrow I'm gonna have salmon. Then I might have shrimp. Then I'm gonna have leftover steak. Nope. I need a variety of life around here.
You got that flexibility too.
Yeah. Fortunately, I do have the flexibility that I can cook all of my meals because I'm home all day.
Jason, can you just provide us with someone to cook for us, and then I'll eat pretty good.
They have those services,
you can still. Right. I mean, I use both those ways actually. So in breakfast and lunch, I'm pretty simple. It's pretty close to the same thing all the time. But once dinner comes, now it's now you can just cook it up, do what you want. figure something else out, get something different. But I'd say for my first two meals, I'm like the same stuff because I'm just like, I don't care.
What about sharing recipes, Jason? What about having all of us like share recipes?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll go one further actually, and I wasn't going to say anything yet, but hey, we're all on, right? So one of the things that I'm going to do is Zoom cooking classes with people. And also for the promos or for the marketing for that, there'll be different shows. I'll be cooking with Tiana Celestia, our registered dietitian group expert. She's up in Marblehead. I'm going to head over to her kitchen and do something up with her and a few other people. But yeah, and of course there'll be recipes shared in that. Also a bunch of shorts that will go along with my macros plus recipes that you guys can copy from the app and whatnot. So that's coming up here. I just got to finalize a few things that I'm working on this next month, but it's coming. It'll come slowly and then it will be like mainstream, the main thing. But yeah, cooking classes. A lot of people have issues with cooking skills when they start to try to eat healthy and cook more from home, especially making stuff taste good. Never mind the variety, just the basics. So that's coming. But yeah, recipes. I mean, you guys can freely. Anytime I see anybody post a recipe on the group, I'll go ahead and tag it and put it under recipes that way, or shared recipes or something. And then that way you could just at the top of the group, whenever you're looking for recipes, you can just click on shared recipes and they'll all pop up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys post recipes, I'll go ahead and I'll categorize it as they come in. Awesome. So as far as the weekend's concerned, right? And the number one way to avoid your nutrition and fitness going to shit is, can anybody guess? I'll take a guess first.
Plan ahead.
Don't go out for cocktails. No.
That was this one. And by the way, the whole cocktail thing, that's good. That'll be on a different that's a different event show. We'll talk about
Have
that
someone plan your cooler for you.
All right. Well, I was thinking more along.
Should I start a business for that, Ellen?
There's a need.
Meal prepping.
Absolutely, that's a possibility. You might be on something
for you on the weekends.
That's a problem, and then you have the solution. Handle that.
And I'll give you private lessons with your gloves. How's that?
Oh. Yeah, Joe, you don't ever want to be partners with Ellen, like boxing. Good God.
I've heard. So.
It is a compliment. No, it is a compliment.
Sounds like she's a bully.
She's a black belt.
She's been hitting those gloves for a long time. Hitting those pads. So the number one way to avoid your nutrition and fitness going to shit on the weekends is treat the weekdays and weekends the same. Stick to your usual sleep routine or schedule if you can even, and eat like it's a weekday. Now, I know Keon's like, yeah, okay, buddy, try with these kids and this isn't going to help for all, but it is the number one way to avoid that happening to you is to just treat the weekend like a weekday.
No, absolutely, 100%. It's just that's a very difficult challenge.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. But the closer you can get it to that, the better off you will be. And hey, that's what people work towards. So, and it takes practice and time. You got to do the reps.
That's it.
Keon, I feel you. My oldest turns 21 tomorrow, so
you'll be going out for cocktails. No,
sure will be. Somebody's gonna be going out for cocktails.
Drink your protein shake before you drink your cocktail.
Not tomorrow night. Not tomorrow night.
You're on a liquid diet tomorrow.
Oh no!
Actually,
honestly, the protein shakes, I pretty much live off of them. Like my first and second meals of the day are basically just protein shakes with added carbs and fats in there, and that's it. Because it's not that I don't know how to cook. I'm just freaking lazy. I'm so lazy. If I can just blend it up and drink it, absolutely all day.
Leanne will pack your cooler for you. It's all good.
Cooler for everyone.
All smooth.
Oh no!
Hey, you know what? It did work. Just saying.
Hey, I do it.
Sometimes I still do, but usually I don't like leave on the weekends. I'm lazy during the day. Like that's my time to sleep in. So I have breakfast and like lunch, usually breakfast, lunch, protein shake at home. So I don't usually need to pack a cooler because if I'm going to a friend's house, the friend that I would normally hang out with has 2 little kids now. So I just end up cooking their like dinner. So we'll have like vegetables and try to get the kids to try new things. So it's not terrible, but I used to go out a lot more than I do now. So I'm just like, all right, this is what we got. It's coming with me and easy peasy. But
yeah,
that's
on my
awesome
long
strategy.
gym sessions, on my long gym sessions, I pack a cooler because I'm going to be there for a long time. So I need some drinks, you know what I mean? I don't want to drink that tap water too much. But
you should probably pack a sleeping bag too for a nap in between.
Like you used to do, the end?
I bring a comforter.
I never worked out for 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
I'd do like a morning session and then get my like 5-mile walk in and then go back for an evening session. It wasn't well,
keep in mind, that's once a week that I do that. It's not an everyday thing.
Okay, well, I was doing it 7 days a week.
Yeah, I do it. I've done it 7 days a week, but not to that extent. It'd be like a 2-hour session most of the week and then one big session. But now I'm down to 5 days a week because I'm nearing my goal, my weight loss goal. So now I can take it a little bit easier on myself and do some recovery. You mentioned that before, Jay, that recovery is very important, and I take that seriously now when I didn't before. And you were one of the people that put that in my head, by the way.
Awesome. Yeah, you got to put back in what you take out, man.
Yeah.
Like your bank account, same thing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So I wanted to mention with the cooler thing, because I go to the gym with the cooler, I noticed a couple guys started showing up with coolers now.
You're setting trends, Rich. Nice.
You know, it matches my watch cover and my sneakers. My cooler.
These guys are like, this guy knows what he's doing. Hold on a second. That's great. Oh man. All right, so let me do the recap really quick. So how to win on the weekend. The recap. Plan ahead. Look for other ways to indulge. Plan to cut loose every now and again. You know, don't bring home leftovers. Drink a protein shake before eating or drinking out, I guess you could say. Work out before you indulge. And the best is treat the weekdays and weekends the same. That's the #1 way to avoid your nutrition and fitness turning into shit over the weekends.
There we go. So I hope that you got something out of that. There was a lot of good nuggets in there. So yeah, you can have fun and still stay on track on the weekend. Just don't let the weekend wreck your progress. Remember, consistency beats chaos. Now get out there and win the weekend. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it moving, and above all else, keep it real, especially when it comes to your fitness. That wraps up today's fitness success segment. Next Monday is week 3. So we'll be discussing Pillar 3, physical activity, tips to stay active and energized no matter your fitness level. Want to join the conversation as a guest or have your questions featured on the next episode? Just drop in the comments below. Yes, even if you're watching the replay.